everybody. Welcome back to My Buddy's Backlog. It's time for another episode of fun and shenanigans. So I'm Matt. Joining me today is Gavin.
Hey, how's it going?
And Ryan.
Hey there.
And how's it going, guys? Like, how you doing? How's life right now?
It's going well. It's been really nice and sunny out. It's getting a little hot in general, but it kind of snuck up really fast how hot it got. But it's been nice out. I've been enjoying that. Work's been a little much, but not too bad. Yeah, I mean, pretty standard stuff. What about you, Gavin?
Oh man, things are good. Outside of the grind that is work and this podcast,
Putting in the hours,
putting in the
folks.
time for the content, baby. Got some fun stuff lined up this weekend. I actually heading to a Renaissance fair with my wife and a couple friends. So super stoked about that.
Which city are you?
I'm not going to say that on the podcast, right?
Yeah, that's
I never find out about them until like people are going to them like the weekend before, because we've talked about wanting to go to Renaissance Fair. We've never been to one, so
I didn't. Oh man, I love taking people's Renaissance Fair virginity. So,
dude, man, the thought of I only want to go to just like get absurd like meats on a stick.
Yeah,
just walk around
exactly.
and drink.
Yeah,
just grubby.
And yell at people jousting. Like it's just a good time.
Do they have other things outside
told
of those
you both.
three things?
I've told you both, like
music, some like improv and stuff. It's usually
Okay.
not that funny, but it's just you're just kind of in the woods with friends goofing off, you know? It's a good time for me.
I've told you guys, there's a part of me that's like afraid of ever doing something I really want to do, which is like buying a full suit of armor and entering into one of those bare knuckle fight things.
You've mentioned it, yeah.
Because like even if I got my ass kicked, I think I would go back for more and more, and like it would become a thing. And then where am I going to fit suits of armor down here in this game dungeon in my home?
I just can't imagine how sweaty you would get, especially because I mean, even this weekend it's super hot out.
Oh yeah,
most of these are in the summer, so wearing 50 pounds of armor just be
hell yeah,
fucking swamp ass under
or
there,
50
man.
pounds of armor with a camelback on it. Just like my water down. But yeah, no, the heat's coming in summer. It's I got humidities going on constantly. It fucking sucks. The funniest part is like how hot and humid it is, and then I keep it so cold in my home that Gavin's in a jacket right now.
Yeah, I've been burned before. I had to bring
I literally
it today.
close the vent every week before the podcast, so the heat of the electronics will keep the room
That's very thoughtful of you,
cold.
Matt. Thank you.
And then by the end, I'm actually usually a little like stuffy. I'm like, gross.
Yeah, I'm okay with the colder AC you've got going on.
The
It feels
cold
pretty
never
good.
bothered me anyway.
Nice poll.
Yeah. Don't copyright us, Disney. So quick, no humility moment that we noticed or that was pointed out to us via email. So we were nothing but the right on our last episode on everything we said, apparently. But I do want to address one thing. Sorry for the roughly 10 minutes of a toddler screaming and crying in the background. My son apparently flipped his plate off of his high chair because he didn't want it, and then to clean it up, my wife had to put him in his playpen, and he was pissed off about it. So she doesn't neglect him at all. She spends time with him while I record a podcast, so maybe I'm the one to blame for the neglect on that. But in all honesty, it's part of it. But we'll start trying to pause it if he gets upset again, because guess what? He's a toddler, and he will get very mad about anything.
He will be upset again.
He will eat his favorite food, and then he'll take another bite of it, and he'll just be like, you know what? I'm mad now. Give me the knife. I'm going to kill you both. So that's that. So the other thing that's been happening, we've had write-ins. We've had people talking to us about it. What are we calling our fans, guys? So backloggers was the first thing that I ever thought of.
I feel like that's the strongest contender right now. Are there other options that we have on the table right now?
I don't know. Logins?
Maybe something thematic with the loggers. Yeah. How about the campfire congregation?
Oh.
Something like a little culty. You know what I mean?
That is.
But that also kind of leans into our after dark vibes.
Keepers of the log.
It is a powerful
Keepers of the
time.
Log. There we go. It just doesn't roll off the tongue, but neither does campfire congregation. Maybe just the congregation. I don't know.
This is a good time for cults in the U.S. too. So
yeah, man, cults are big.
They're selling right now, if you will, in many ways.
Write us in. Let us know what you want to be called.
Yeah, what are you guys thinking? Logians, Loganites, Loggers, Backloggers, the Keepers of the Log, the Congregation, ashen logs. We'll keep workshopping too. We'll put a nail in his coffin sometime within the next month or so. Maybe we'll come up with something.
Yeah, we'll close the book on it soon.
Logians, Loganites. I don't know. There's some fun to be had there. So, cool. Well, with that, unless anybody's got any other alibis or things I want to talk about, we've got not a lot of news, but some cool news and some fun news to talk about. So, Ryan, I'm going to let you take this first one. So, Subnautica 2 released in early access. I actually saw that part of it was actually leaked, and then they released the early access or something weird happened with it.
Oh, really?
But, I do know about the controversy going on with it, but regardless, it's 4-player co-op, and that's extremely Ryan's shit. So,
I don't know what the controversy is.
Oh boy, you were in for a treat.
What's the controversy?
The CEO tried to ask ChatGPT how he could basically. Is it the CEO of the publishing company?
So that's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's actually what the first and the second one, right? Like he was trying to ask ChatGPT how to not have to pay out essentially the bonuses to the original developers or some shit.
It was millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they just fired him or something.
And this all came out in court or whatever. And I think he had to pay up. But
so the other controversy is there is no combat to defend yourself against deep sea abominations in the game. And I guess some of the devs or somebody came out and said, yeah, they essentially used it as like we're not introducing guns. You want to go into something's habitat and exist, then you either leave its habitat or figure out a way to get away or defend to it. Like there's no fighting back. And I think there were some statements in relation to like being anti-gun violence in it. And I get just the typical, every week I think we've had a story of something where the hyper neck beards are very mad about something. I've not played Subnautica 1 or 2, so I don't, or either of them, right? So I don't know if there was things to.
Yeah, I haven't played that much. I've only played like 5 or 10 hours. I was playing it in VR via a mod situation.
Absolutely not. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, and it was really cool, and I really do mean to get back to it. Probably finish it probably in VR. I don't know, but I do remember there being like a knife you could use, and you would kill certain. I mean, like you would just pick up little small fish, like you just pocket them essentially, and they'd go in your inventory.
Being that fish, how confusing that would be.
But I think with the bigger stuff, I think you could kind of fight it with a knife, but
not the really big stuff.
Definitely not the really big stuff.
I think there were some kind of stun guns and stuff, but there weren't really lethal options. There were definitely, I don't want to spoil anything, but there were definitely larger fish that you just had to get away from.
Oh, yeah.
Which you could, because there were tons of mobility options.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It's a game about fish. Come on.
I know.
I don't need a
wanting
machine
to trophy
gun.
hunt them, too, and I want to catch my fish, and I don't fucking know. What was that new Luke Bryan song? Wake up.
I just want to catch my fish.
Catch my fish.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's that one, too.
Oh, I'm
Climb
thinking
tree.
Yeah.
Drink beer. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're mixing them up. I don't know how we could when they're all so distinct.
All sound the same, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just put it on there as my shit because I haven't played enough Subnautica, but I sure would if it was 4-player co-op and I could get in there and have a crafting base with my buddies and stuff.
It's too bad it's only a 3-man podcast. Sorry, you'll have to find 3 other friends.
I know. I'll have to find.
Can't do it, just the 3.
Can't do it with just the 3 of us.
Wait, so it does have co-op?
Yeah, it's 4-player co-op, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how much of the game is out right now because it's in early access, and I don't think it's complete, but I'm extremely excited to see a new survival crafting game with co-op. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of good things about Subnautica. A lot of people don't like the follow-up Below Zero or Arctic Zero. There's a sequel.
Is it a sequel or an big expansion?
It's a sequel.
That's going to. Oh, it is. Okay.
It's a standalone game. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a sequel or a prequel or totally separate story-wise, but it is a standalone.
I literally only pay attention to games like this slightly just because we're friends.
Yeah.
So it's a talking point.
Doesn't
regardless if the podcast was a thing.
Doesn't even interest you at all to play these games?
Not much, usually. I do like exploration, but I don't give 2 shits about building a base and resource management and
that's so rewarding.
I do that in real life. I have to keep my groceries stocked, and I got to manage when to cook my prepped food to not let it spoil. And
yeah, it's fair, but you can say that about other games too.
Yeah, you enjoy power washing, so I don't know. You're kind of unreliable on this.
I kind of get the same dopamine rush, I feel like, from a crafting survival game as I do Dark Souls or something. I get a lot of satisfaction.
Now that is a hell of a take.
I don't know.
Because one of them, like adrenaline?
No,
or you just mean like
I mean like post beating a boss, and you're like, I did it, I'm the man. You know, I feel that way when you like you're crafting and your base comes together in a way, and it's all inefficient, and like you're overcoming the elements and the you know whatever challenges are being presented to you. I get that same kind of like, I did it, I'm the best.
You know, this actually helps because I forgot to mention one thing. So this is a slight segue. This would be a great episode of Backlog After Dark, which is more of us that we are throwing together. So it's just a special place to kind of put longer form conversations based on like brackets, favorite games, top 10s, and kind of hash out those conversations rather than me just going, hey Ryan, what's your top 3 favorite games, and him saying them. Same for Gavin, and then me. We can actually get into discussions of what they maybe mean or what they happened, or we can argue like why one's better than the other in the grandiose scale of the gaming industry, if you will. So they'll usually drop the same time as our normal episodes when we do them. So just be on the lookout on those. They're called Backlogs After Dark because, one, we like the name, and two, that aforementioned son that sometimes cries and mics will pick it up. We record them after dark when he's in bed, and that's not usually when we record the normal podcast. So there you go. A little bit look behind how the bread is made, if you will.
Peek behind the curtain.
So, okay, well, the next one, I don't even want to fucking read this, so someone else read this news item.
I put this on here.
Makes me mad.
Black Flag Resync requires an internet connection to boot your physical copy for the first time. Like, there has to basically be a check-in. We've talked about kind of stuff like this before with digital games, but I mean, come on, man, it's a physical disc.
And it's like, yeah, what more can we say about it too, right?
There's not really much more to say. I'm just like, I feel like it's our obligation to bitch about it. So
Yeah.
I'm always going to bring these things up.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
But like, yeah, shout out to Does It Play, because you can go and like see cases like this. Like, can you actually play this game like permanently offline without ever?
Is that a Does It Play? Is that a database of
Yep.
like?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So
I hadn't heard about that.
They got all their social media accounts or whatever, like just Does It Play, and like they have a proper website though where you can just like straight up like look through games, and they give some pretty detailed write-ups on like because they'll play a game and highlight like, yes, technically fully playable offline. You don't even need the day one patch, but
Yeah,
we ran into XYZ issues, or
Right.
so they do stress test the games essentially for the most part.
yeah, that does suck. But my mind goes to day one patches. It's like the way the games ship nowadays, you're gonna want to connect it to the internet at least once, anyways, to get whatever they discovered right off the bat. But I mean, it is bad consumerism practice to force the internet.
Right. And then you got weird stuff like Days Gone. That game gets slept on, got shit on so hard because reviewers notoriously didn't have the day one patch, and the day one patch fixed like 9 out of the 10 issues that like people really bitched about in that game.
But people still talk about it like a redhead stepchild. Like, the game was so underrated, man.
Yeah, like I hated all the people taking like the weird, like the wedding scene in that game out of context. It's like, dude, this is like, have you ever been around these types of people? This is like literally the types of jokes and the way they would have talked. Like, those are just other people. Like that demographic of people exist in the world. Like,
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't played Days Gone. What's
phenomenal.
Is it still worth? It's worth playing. Like circling back to.
I mean, it is, but it's also a fairly lengthy open world game with
I thought
some
it does
tedium,
have
but not a lot of tedium.
Does have a little bit of the Ubisoft formula, but you get a motorcycle in the zombie
Ooh,
apocalypse.
that
And the
is
horde
pretty
and you
stuff is
upgrade
really
that
impressive
thing.
and fun. Like taking out those hordes is pretty sick.
The hordes are a lot of fun, yeah.
And to know where zombies have walked in the game, major spoiler, it's because they shit their pants constantly and leave trails of their bile
in the
everywhere.
game they do. That's cool.
That's
wow.
literally like they're like paths they move and stuff. It's like, well, they're always trying to eat something, and they're undead at that point, right? Kinda. So
Well, that's
anyway.
cool.
Also,
Anyway,
the best parts of the narrative are Deacon and Boozer, hands down. I don't care about Deacon's wife,
The
or
bro-
whatever.
the bro stuff.
Yeah, the bro stuff. It's great. It's great energy.
all right, cool. All right. Biggest news story of the week. We won't spend too much time on it. Hilarious thing I saw breaking out. So the reason I found out about this is so I follow a lot of video game stores, retro content creators and stuff like that, right? And there's this game called Poop Slinger that launched on the PlayStation 4. Some cheap game. I think it's like $5 for it to buy it digitally. So to get any game made physical, you have to have 1,000 copies made. Okay. Well, not limited run games, but limited rare games is another company, just to make it all confusing, that will print limited versions of games. Apparently only 84 of them got printed and mailed out, and that's the way it was for years. And this game sealed was going for like $1,000 to $1,500 online.
Wow.
Which goes to show, like, a lot of times, like, stuff just gets rare and then people just want it and jack prices up, and then no one, it's not people who give a shit about games, right?
Do you have your copy
So
yet?
I don't, and I don't give a shit about this one.
Fake fan.
So, yeah, exactly. Fake poop fan. And then all of a sudden, early last week, copies started showing up at all these like major video game stores. So like Retro Rick's Game Point in Conway, Arkansas, which is like a store I've frequented often just throughout my years and stuff. Had like 6 copies sent, and then like the Pink Gorilla places in the Seattle area did, and then Cake Hoarder, I can't remember where his shop is. So like a lot of these shops, a box showed up with no notes and like 6 to 8 sealed copies of this game just showed up, and there's
They
just
put
like
poop on his doorstep. Did they light it on fire
at all these stores. And so now it's like, well, there's definitely more than the 84 out there that were the only ones tracked.
Yeah.
If the 1,000 had to be printed, is limited rare because they are making games again or whatever going on, or are they just back ordering them finally, or were they just sitting on them and now they're releasing them? And like the prices, like there's like literally people who just do this shit to collect them to try and make money, that are like super distraught and mad online because they had like several copies of it, trying to sell it for like $1,500 on, and it was like a $40, $20 maybe.
That is pretty wild.
It's
Like,
just like such a random ass thing.
really weird to have a collectible and then them find more of it and like that saturate the market like that. Like that really doesn't happen ever. I feel like
Yeah. And there's like weird stories you'll hear of like they'll find like an old warehouse will get bought, and then somebody will open a box and they'll find like old display kiosks from like the original Game Boys and stuff that just like never got shipped out to stores or something.
Right.
And then that's how people have like these pristine versions of these things in their collections and stuff. But it is always just like super weird. But it was just so funny. Like also just like the game that it is, it's just like terrible $5 little quick cash.
Well, how do you know?
thing.
You haven't played it.
So it's true. Maybe I should buy the digital
You're
version.
judging
of
a book by its cover. You should get it.
Yeah,
Don't buy the
its
physical.
sleeve or whatever. So, but I just wanted to touch on it because I thought that was just a goofy thing. So, to no one's surprise, the next topic is something to do with prices going up. Yay! PlayStation Plus memberships are getting a price increase to $10.99 only for new subscribers. So if you're currently subscribed, no changes as of now. But I'm sure if you let something lapse and then come back, like obviously you become a new subscriber, there's probably some nuances there. And then that does, and they said this is due to ongoing market conditions. So they just raised the price of the Pro, the base model, the Portal. Now they're raising the price of this. Obviously, we can all rag on Sony because of the amount of money they wasted on, like, $200 million plus on Concord. They reported the almost $800 million like loss on the shit going on with not Destiny, but Bungie.
Yeah.
So this is like the prime time to be priming people for more money and hiding it under the guise of other things that aren't maybe trying to make up some money on their own failures, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not just about current market conditions. Those prices ain't never coming back down.
Yeah. The other thing that this does like make me go is like, it's already, in my opinion, flexing a little bit of a hubris that is I feel like this type of shit does continually give Xbox potential to have bounce back options and a little bit more wiggle room, right? Ooh, now maybe they get that next Xbox out and they launch it a little bit cheaper than the PlayStation easily.
Yeah,
they just
with
knocked
Xbox Live a little cheaper.
Yeah, they just knocked the Game Pass down, right? The couple of dollars, still more expensive than it was, but still cheap, significantly cheaper to what they raised it to for like the couple months.
I don't know, man. I mean, I want to see more competition because I mean, this generation it's just been kind of a blowout. But
yeah,
the next Xbox is going to be more like a PC hybrid, right? So there's no way that thing's less than $900.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd like to be wrong.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Everything with any of the new consoles is all speculation. There are even people checking the shipping manifest for Steam, and they're seeing that apparently they got large shipments of stuff, and there's rumor that there's going to be 4 versions of the Steam machine that they're going to get revealed soon.
Oh,
and it's going to be a 512 and a 2 terabyte. version storage wise, but we don't know what the other ones are.
With a controller versus without. So those are the 4 combinations.
But it's not confirmed. That's not confirmed
or is that
anymore.
the rumor? It's kinda
I think it's been leaked by people who were credible, but I don't know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So are you, sorry, but to back up a little bit, with the Xbox being a PC hybrid, you think that's going to increase the price of it? I kind of assumed
100%.
it was more like a software thing, because, like, I mean, you could run a PC off of, like, lower-end hardware. I thought it was just a
you could run a PC? What do you mean?
It's like you could install Windows and, like, run games, like indie. I don't feel like the gaming hardware needs to be stronger to be a PC hybrid, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's more of, like, just allowing you to run...
I think that's just the
PC
expectation
games, or-
people will have. I mean, because I don't think there's a big market for like people who are currently console gamers are not thinking, man, all those cheap indie games I could play on Steam. They're not even on their radar. At least that's my personal feeling
No,
as someone who's been very into the console ecosystem.
a few come out, and then you're like, man, I hope that comes to console. And then usually, like, they come out and they actually end up not being that good because you're hyped before they come out. Or a year or two later, they do come to consoles.
Yeah.
I really feel like that's like, what's the other benefit of going, like, having PC? Like, I almost feel like the smaller known games that don't make their way to consoles is like the whole thing for me personally. I don't know, like your weird multiplayer games and small indie games and like things like that only come to Steam and sometimes or maybe never make it to consoles.
I don't disagree with you. I think the play that that Microsoft is making is like a higher end luxury machine that is for people who want superior performance and just getting people in the Microsoft ecosystem, right? Because gaming is such a actually small part of their, I guess, portfolio, like as a company. So
yeah, I don't know that I've actually seen like the reveal or the specs or whatever is driving this conversation we're having about, like,
Again, on all consoles, there's technically it's all speculation.
I think they've
working
talked
on
about
the
Helix
things.
like in press releases, have they not?
They've just said that
Like,
they're
they've
going to reveal it
acknowledged it.
this summer.
Okay.
And it is the thing, and it is going to be their next console. All right, and then the other thing is
How
that
exciting.
the PlayStation 6 is going to actually, like, one of the big things that's been continually preached, but nothing I don't think has been concerned by Sony at all, is that it's going to be like closer to Switch, like have a handheld thing that actually has processing power, and so not like the portal which has
not
like,
the Portal.
no,
Yeah.
You think so?
So like that's the other huge thing that
That'd be so cool. Oh my gosh.
to the same degree. So the question on that is like, is it going to have like processing power in the handheld, but then like when you dock it, it's essentially like you get more power from the docked version, and however that
I guess that wouldn't be that cool if
So-
it limited the processing power in the way the Switch kind of does, like
Yeah.
because it's not as strong as a PS5 or something like the Switch 2. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet it's like an
So-
extra. I bet it's like an accessory, like an add-on piece of hardware. I don't think there's any way that like Sony's PS6 is like by default a hybrid.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
Who knows, right?
It does suck that they're raising PS Plus because it's already expensive.
If
How
we're going to
much-
find out about any of it, it's going to be, well, in maybe our next news topic. Maybe. I doubt it, because they've
Nah.
already kind of said that they're not looking to launch the PS6 next year, which everybody was kind of
did
talking
they?
about,
Yeah.
I think. So,
They've all but said 2028 at the earliest.
yeah. So,
Interesting. What's the price of PS Plus right now? Like, but before the increase.
Too damn high.
I think the base price for it has been $9.99 for a while, but then you've got all the
They've got tiers,
other
right?
tiers and
Yeah.
packages, right?
I'm paying like I always get the Black Friday deal, which this year they tried to screw me out of it and like didn't. It was like, oh, because your membership doesn't expire until after
I remember
the
seeing
sale.
a lot of people.
Oh, I
yeah,
was so
were-
pissed. They ended up offering, like, I ended up just canceling, and then they offered me the sale a couple days later. So,
Nice.
even after the Black Friday window. But anyways, they've got me. I'm one of the people who's bought in. I'm on the like premium tier because it lets you. There's like tons of it's like Game Pass kind of like tons of games you can do, and even like retro stuff. And that I think with the sale is like $120 a year.
Okay.
So that's $10 a month.
But that's paying annually.
yeah.
This is a monthly.
This is a monthly. So
number.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
raise the price for the 3-month bulk option and the 6-month, but it doesn't raise the price if you do the 12-month outright, though.
Oh,
They did say that in this same press release, so
interesting. Well,
I guess it's just depending on how you do you with that kind of stuff, right?
right.
So, but it's annoying because like some of this is definitely under the guise of their own failures, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
At this point with everything. Another thing we didn't talk about is like Saros is apparently only sold like 300,000 copies, and I do think that,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do think that like part of it is the fact that game, I mean, does it really need to be $70?
That's what I've been hearing.
Returnal wasn't, and it's not much longer.
Returnal was not $70. How much was
Returnal?
I don't think it was. Maybe I could be completely wrong. I thought Returnal was only $50 at launch.
I don't remember.
So,
Yeah. It feels like public sentiment has done a 180 on that game. Because there was so much hype, at least the channels and things that I follow going, like leading up to the launch, and even you like knocked out in a weekend. You're like, yeah, it's yours whenever you want to borrow it.
well, yeah, but
Looks like Returnal was 70 for the standard PS5 version. It was 60 on PC.
Oh, huh.
Which is kind of weird in and of itself.
Well, it's actually weird. Well, and then there's a lot of talk of like people who got burned by Returnal, right? That's not that long of a game. If you're actually like pretty good at it or whatever, you beat Returnal in like under 15 hours. Like,
yeah, that's pretty short for a $70 game.
And that's another conversation that's happening with that 007 game coming out. Apparently the campaign is 20 hours in it on like the long end.
How does an actual... I mean, because Returnal is closer, and... well, not Saros, but Returnal is closer to an actual, roguelike is the proper term, where there really isn't meta progression.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, how you're supposed to balance that, right? Because if there's no meta progression, then once you beat it, you beat it. There's nothing else to unlock, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean that roguelikes just need to be really, really hard so that people struggle with them for hours and hours to like inflate the playtime? Like, what's wrong with a nice tight game that is 10 hours?
I agree. I don't care personally, but it's so hard because I don't ever want to talk from a place of privilege where like if a game comes out and I want it in a well enough spot that I can just go get the game.
Yeah.
And if I enjoyed it, then it was worth my money. I don't look at it as like, oh, this was 4 hours, and if I go to a movie and I pay $12 for a movie ticket, and that's 2 hours. Like, I don't do that shit. I don't have to.
Yeah, you kind of have to think about it
cognizant, but
like from like a kid's perspective, who like gets one game every 6 months or something.
My birthday and my Christmas
because
gift.
they're $70. Yeah, then you finish it in 10 hours. It's like that.
You're a kid. You shouldn't be playing Saros.
That's fair.
I don't know. Like, I do sympathize because I absolutely want to get the value out of my purchases, but we live in a world in which information is cheap. You can go online, you can read reviews, you can see exactly how long it's going to take you to beat it. Yeah. You can watch cutscenes, you can do whatever. You can find everything you need to know to decide whether or not you want to buy something. But I think the problem is people don't. They just pre-order and they buy day one, and then they have buyer's remorse. I just have a hard time feeling bad for you.
They do that. There's the whole zeitgeist conversation thing. Like, I've fallen into that before with certain games, and I mean, now we kind of have this to talk about or whatever, but before this, I didn't really have a reason to. There's plenty of games that have come out that I really can't talk to anyone about.
Yeah.
For them in a lot of ways, and it's just like, okay,
I'm a slave to the zeitgeist, so I definitely relate to that.
But your point to like, should they kick your teeth in? That's another conversation I want to have at some point. Is like the thought on like, should all games have difficulty modes and stuff? But we're not
save
opening
it for
that
Backlog after
right
dark.
now. So but onto some potentially it's positive news in my opinion. We've talked several times about how we're creeping into announcement season, right? We got Summer Games Fest kicks off second week roughly of June, somewhere in there. I'm not sure the dates on that. And we obviously had the little Nintendo Direct that Star Fox was revealed. Xbox has already announced they have one in early June as well. I don't have the dates here with me. Sony has announced their State of Play, which is their one that kind of always tops off summer. This is the one kind of they always started doing when E3 started to die. So this is falling in that time slot. So it's June 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern. Figure it out wherever your time zones are if you're not on that time zone. So
are we live streaming the State of Play as a podcast? Is that what you're saying?
If we could, we would, but I don't think we'll be able to for like an availability perspective. I don't know if we'll be able to maybe do like a 30-minute little conversation at some point.
We could do it
close afterwards to just give our opinions and if it was hype for us. But we'll see.
Could we do it remotely? Like
we could.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to stream it. We could definitely talk about it at least.
Oh, you don't think we could stream it?
Well, we might be able to.
What time did you say it's up on Eastern?
5 p.m. Eastern on the 2nd.
Okay.
What is that, a Thursday? Or
on the 2nd? Gotcha. That's like a Tuesday, I think.
That's all right. We'll catch one of these shows eventually.
Yeah, the problem is when they drop stuff like this 2 days before, right, or a week before in this case, right?
Yeah.
It is difficult with lives.
But,
we'll come and bring our opinions though.
What are you thinking? What do you think's on the docket for this one?
Well, so yeah, I guess the highlights to hit, it's 60 plus minutes, so probably an hour, right under an hour and a half. Marvel's Wolverine is headlining it, so I assume we'll get to actually see some gameplay. There'll probably be some live playing. That game comes out in the fall, so that'll be cool. It's already been they put out those trailers. They've confirmed that it is rated M, which is good. That was like my biggest worry, that they weren't going to go with the rated M route. So now that we know that's there, that's cool. It's not going to be an open world game. It's going to be like open level type situation, so more manageable than like Spider-Man for people who have the open world fatigue.
Yeah.
But the other thing that is like really noteworthy is they're actually streaming it with all the Alamo Drafthouse cinemas.
Well,
so
cool.
The reason that's on here is because the last time they did that was in 2018 at this same time frame state of play, and that's when they revealed The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding gameplay. The games had already been revealed. And then they did the reveal trailer for Control, and a little game that means the world to me, the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh yeah.
So is
some
this a
heavy
big
hitters.
one?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, if we're matching that level of hype, that'd be crazy.
What's happening?
Last of Us 3, maybe.
Doubt it.
Well, because Naughty Dog
I
has
could
that
see-
other project, right?
I could see us getting another trailer for that. At least I don't know if we'll get any gameplay for that. That's probably still a couple years out. Maybe I don't know.
It's gonna take a while, I'm sure.
Bloodborne Kart, Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne
No chance.
Remake,
Stop- don't
Bloodborne
say
FPS
FPS.
Don't even try to speak that into existence, man.
We got to put out
Huffing
the
the
copium. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't know what else we could expect. I actually wouldn't be shocked if the next Resident Evil,
I was about to say that.
the DLC for Requiem, and potentially the next remake is revealed.
Okay, I was going to say next remake. Yeah. Do you think that's 5, or you think that's going to be something else?
No,
like
I think
Code Veronica or
think
1 or
I
something.
think it
or?
might actually end up being Code Veronica. Oddly enough, now.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be 5, but I don't know.
Why do you say that?
It might
Was
be.
there some new news? Code Veronica.
There's just been a lot more leaks and spin-ups on both, but there were some Easter eggs that were a little more Code Veronica coded in Requiem, a couple of things like that.
Interesting.
Very minor Easter eggs. But also from a keeping people in line with understanding what's going on, the big rumor is that we're going to get a Code Veronica remake. A full third-person remake of 1 apparently is already past pre-production. So that means they're to the point where they're bringing actors in.
A rumor, or that's real?
This is all rumor.
Okay.
But
So
again,
no wonky camera angles.
The Gollum, Dust Gollum, and Nate the Hate guys are two pretty spot on leakers, and they're the ones saying this shit. So
okay, gotcha.
Again, speculation, but then we're also going to get a 0 remake. So we're going to get Code Veronica 0, 1, and then probably 5, and then maybe that's when they'll try to fix /touch 6. Who knows?
That's crazy.
But doing that right, Code Veronica technically was Resident Evil 3.
Yep.
And then it became Code Veronica, and Resident Evil 3 became Resident Evil 3 because they didn't want a numbered game exclusive to the Dreamcast. We'll get into that on some kind of long-winded Resident Evil cast.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Yeah,
and this is we just ended. No, this is the 30th anniversary year.
Of Resident Evil?
What year is it? 2026?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, so this is the 30th anniversary year of Resident Evil.
Oh, well.
That
seems
so
like
I could see them at least
fitting
announcing
time.
it. Maybe they say, "Hey, surprise! We're getting it out this year, even because of what year it is."
That'd be sick.
Maybe they'll finally listen to us and give us an Outbreak remake with the online back in, and not that Outbreak will help, but one of the characters in Outbreak is Grace's mother in Requiem, right? So,
did you finish Requiem, Ryan?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I had some differing opinions from Matt, but after talking to Matt about it, I realized I may have played the second half of the game a little incorrectly because I was shooting the zombies in the head, and they don't react well to that. Apparently, if you shoot them in the limbs,
they do. But Yeah, like
but they'll
you
like
miss out on the fun of playing as Leon.
they'll double over and then you can kick them and stuff if you shoot them in the limbs. And I was always shooting the head, and I was like, these zombies are like made of steel. They never like, because in Resident Evil 4, that's what I was basing it off of. It's like you shoot them in the head and they do their little, the animation where they're stumbled, and then you go up and hammer them, kick them, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there is some of that still, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the front half of it, which is primarily Grace forward, and it's more of a horror game, and the Leon stuff is more of an action game, and like I like the action game. I feel like I missed out on some of the effect because I was playing in the worst way possible. But
yeah, what do you do?
I did really enjoy it though. I think the Grace section, I feel like we disagree on this. I feel like the Grace section is some of the best Resident Evil that has I've seen, but I haven't seen the whole franchise.
I was about to say, but this is a weird thing where like you can get this is where the gatekeepers come out in the community, which pissed me off. Is like there are people who didn't touch a Resident Evil until like Resident Evil 7, even if they didn't finish it, and since that's like a kind of a spinning of the series / trying to revitalize it, it is especially the first like 2 hours of that game is a fucking horror game.
Yeah.
Hardcore, and it like
that's
launched
cool.
in with like VR and stuff, and then like you do that and it's technically 7, and then you try to go play the other stuff that's just like different games.
It is very different. Yeah.
Then they did the 2 remake, and like it has horror and scary parts, and it is like a scarier one, but it's third person, not first person, so it's already less scary. And,
You're telling me 7 is scarier than 2?
Oh yeah. Like wildly.
Like, shockingly.
I can never play it. Which one was this? Is it just called 7?
It's like Biohazard.
I think I grabbed that on like when it was on the PlayStation Monthly or whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely not booting that
being
one up
said,
alone.
from like a third person perspective, if this whole like 1 potential is like happening, that one would be pretty cool because it's like very claustrophobic in the Spencer Mansion kind of deal. I mean, because the claustrophobia is like one of the parts of the 2 remake that is kind of horrifying, along with the thing
that doesn't die, like that chases you everywhere. Also, sorry, I'm on this tangent, but I'm curious now. Something that freaked me out in 2 was like zombies would just get back up eventually. Like if I was taking my time trying to solve a puzzle, like someone that I thought I killed would just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come after you now." That freaked me out, and it gave me like this constant feeling of tension. Was that me doing something wrong, or is that kind of like throughout the franchise?
That was you not wasting the extra bullet to double tap them once they were down? Because usually if you shot them once they're on the ground,
dude, but it would be like a minute later. Like it was, oh, wow.
Yeah, they like did some weird timing on the originals. Like the way you knew a zombie was dead is like if it downed and you walked by it, would like grab your leg and try to bite you. If it started to bleed from the stomach when it went down, that was the tell that you had to figure out through playing the game organically, right?
Gotcha.
To know they were actually dead. And then when they did the 1 remake on the GameCube, they introduced these things called Crimson Heads, which if they remake 1, it's going to be the most fucking terrifying thing. And it's literally if you don't burn the bodies of the zombie, the mutation like mutates their body further, and then they get up and they can like run and have claws and like scream, like they're like chasing you, dude. Horrifying. And it's going to be so fucking scary.
It feels kind of similar to some of those things in Requiem.
Exactly. That's exactly what those are.
Okay.
Like
gotcha.
influenced by.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I started to boot up one on an emulator the other day, and I was like, I don't know. Matt was really saying that there's rumors that it's going to get remade, and I'd rather play it remade first. I'm a modern day Resident Evil fan, unfortunately. I'm a poser.
Which it is what it is, right? There's plenty of people who say they're Resident Evil fans, and they wouldn't even be able to like name 3 viruses.
Yeah,
from it, and so I mean,
just start throwing out letters, you'll hit some.
Well, this is very true. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I like to be hyped, but every time I get too hyped for these types of events, this state of play, I'm always kind of let down. I think I don't even feel like it's that I have these crazy ambitions. Like again, I don't need Bloodborne 2. I don't need Bloodborne remake, even if it's by From Software. I just would like them to be like 60 FPS patch. We changed the 3 lines of code that some dude proved that's all that needed to be updated years ago at this point, right?
I want that so bad.
So there's stuff like that. I mean, obviously PlayStation I think owns the IP of The Legend of Dragoon. I would shit my pants if that game came back, because that is my favorite.
Is that
it's like in my top 3 favorite JRPGs of all time. Well, and I say JRPG, actually it's a Western RPG. It was made in the US, but it is inspired by JRPGs of like Final Fantasy and stuff on the PS1. So it never had any sequels or anything. It actually was like one of the first games I remember that had like you did an attack and you had attack set to your character and you had to like interact and press the buttons in a timing pattern. So like kind of the predecessor to some of what popped off with Expedition.
Huh.
So
that's crazy.
Didn't have a dodging mechanic, but or parry, but
way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I'll be excited for the state of play either way. Since E3 dying off, I'm like, anytime there's any show where they're showing off new trailers, new games, I just get excited. I love the vibes.
I'll be parked right in my seat as long as I know about them, right? So I'll be parked in my seat for the Xbox One. I'm parked in my seat for what Nintendo announces their actual summer direct they're going to do. I'll watch Summer Game Fest as much as I can. It's weird because stuff goes on like kind of on and off all day in the middle of like the week.
I know, it's like the middle of
that
the week normally.
It's weird, but I always sit down and watch the Game Awards, like make a night of it.
Yep.
The TGAs are fun, for sure.
Because last year was kind of mid, but as
really?
a whole,
I thought it was pretty fun.
I don't know.
I mean,
there weren't many big announcements, I feel like.
I don't know. There were some
the show could be cut down a little bit if we cut
Divinity, Star Wars.
I like the Muppets, but like
CGI only trailer for Divinity. I don't know.
I struggle
that
with
trailer
games
was
being
crazy
announced.
though.
I do struggle with.
It's going to be 7 years before that's in early access.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. They put it out. They put Baldur's Gate 3 at early access pretty early, I feel like. It was out for a long time. Not that that's a good or bad thing, really, because I waited till the full game. But
me too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It'd be cool to see. Insomniac has posted a couple of things of like the other Lombax character, Rivet, from Rift Apart. So it's like, actually we're in a reasonable time, potentially, for that sequel. There's all the rumors of the Venom game spinning out of Spider-Man 2, but
that'd be cool.
I can't remember his name. Tony something, I believe. He passed away. The voice actor did. He actually had cancer, so that's his last role.
Oh wow!
In a game, and then he was in like that Final Destination movie. Oddly enough, so there was like also the rumor of like that got shelved for a bit until they figure out what they're doing with all of that, right? And also like to just respect to him passing away within like the last year. Year or two. So
interesting.
And Insomniac's been like on a pretty good little kick. Obviously Naughty Dog, I really do wonder if we're gonna at least see stuff from the Heretic, whatever Prophecy, what is that called? Intergalactic.
It's cool. We don't have enough good space games, man. I'm excited for it.
There is Santa Monica Studios working on something. The rumor has been that's going to have been announced at like the last 3 shows, right? And it's supposed to be Cory Barlog's next game, but everybody's also a little disappointed because apparently it's potentially a God of War spinoff where you play as like Faye before she dies, right? Which is, I guess, mild spoiler for the beginning of God of War 2018 there. So
interesting. I guess they said that was the end of Kratos' story. Didn't they say something like they're not returning to after Ragnarok, like the Kratos storyline?
They didn't necessarily say they weren't returning to Kratos, but I think they did say they weren't returning to the Norse mythology.
Oh, okay,
right?
Gotcha.
Who knows? They also could have third-party stuff revealed. There is like the people really with the hopium going, are we going to have the reveal of we're going to get a new GTA trailer? Because there's like rumors that like Sony is helping with the marketing and like they've helped with marketing on some of the other GTA stuff, and then they've had like bundles at launch of like buy our console and get the game with it,
right?
And stuff. And we're like, I mean, marketing cycle should start at least this summer for GTA, right? It comes out in the fall, so
yeah, we should start seeing a lot, I would think.
Well, as long as we're just passing the hopium around, like, what do you think the chances are we see anything from software related?
It's really an onslaught.
It's really an onslaught.
I keep seeing rumors about
Sekiro coming to, or not coming to anything. I guess it's already on everything, right?
I don't know if it's on Switch. Maybe not.
Sekiro 2? I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
you think they're probably going to wait until Dustblood ships, right? Until they announce something else.
They have nothing in the pipeline that's across everything, though. So I don't know if maybe an actual DLC for the not Battle Royale one, but the
Night Rain.
Well,
they already had DLC,
or
for
maybe
it.
Their next game, right? I mean, who knows, right? Like, truthfully, maybe their next game. They do reveal games a little early, typically. It seems compared to when they release them.
And it's usually at one of these Japanese shows like TGS, or I don't know if they've ever done anything at State of Play or not.
True. There might be. I don't know if there's going to be Death Stranding 2 DLC that could show up. But then Kojima's kind of in bed with Xbox with Overdose, the horror game. But then he said he's going to be with PlayStation and PS6 with Fizzant, which is his spiritual successor to Metal Gear Solid, which, I mean, that should still be a ways off, right?
He's playing both sides.
Yeah. So.
Did you play Death Stranding 2? Either of you?
No.
No.
Okay, yeah. I didn't either. I was just curious.
Cool. Well, that's the news. We could talk about rumors forever, but we don't need to. So, next, what are we playing, guys? Gavin? You finished a banger.
Dude, have you played this game?
Hell yeah, I've played through that game like
I've
4
played
times.
that game too, actually.
Oh, so we've
Yeah.
all played it. I played and in basically one sitting finished Spec Ops: The Line in a few hours. Dude, what a hell of a game!
How did it make you feel?
Well, have you guys?
Did you know much about it going in?
I did because I'm a big fan of Heart of Darkness. Have you guys read the novella? That it's basically like a modern take on that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like my motivation for wanting to play it, but I thought it was really cool. Not only the way that the themes from that book are like kind of woven into the plot of the game, but just kind of the way that it makes you as a player complicit in everything that Captain Walker's doing. And like at first you think you're just kind of on this like heroic like search and rescue mission, and then it's like, well, I do have to fight these guys because they pulled guns on me, and then it just kind of keeps getting more and more degenerate until you realize at a certain point like you've completely lost the plot, and you are now a mass murderer. That was a heck of a game. I feel like not many games like actually use that interactive piece where you might stop and ask yourself, just because I was told to do this, like should I have done it?
Right.
So yeah, what a hell of a game,
Feels
man.
poignant to some degree too. Again, I don't care to keep harping on it with the shit going on in our own country, if you will.
Right.
Of just accept your orders, soldier, and do what the fuck you're told. So, but yeah, I do remember, like, obviously there's the white phosphorus scene. That's like the scene everyone talks about from that game. And I remember when the game came out and everybody and talking about it and this, that, and the other. And I managed to not have that spoiled for me for
Really?
games I didn't play until like many years after they were out. I was like, I managed to not have anything for like The Last of Us spoiled for me, nothing for that spoiled for me. I didn't play till it was a couple of years out too.
It's crazy because I just played it, and that game is like what? It was like 2011 or something like that.
Yeah, it's an older game.
And-
I played
and
that in high school.
It's
definitely.
delisted on Steam. Like you can't buy it because of. I mean, there's so much good music in that game, but that's the reason why. It's because they only had like a 10-year license for the music.
It happened not too terribly
that's
long
crazy.
ago.
There's
that it
like
became delisted.
there's Jimi Hendrix, there's like Deep Purple, there's like Black Angels, like tons of really really good tracks in it. But yeah, I guess because of the licensing shit, they can't sell it on Steam anymore. If you have if you buy a physical copy, obviously that's not going away. But yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
That's wild. I honestly didn't know they made deals like that with video games where it was like, you can't sell this anymore after 10 years because...
Yeah, and they just won't like
Yeah.
they won't just like renew the license because it's not popular enough or whatever. It's
Oh,
just
I see. So
totally
they would have
sucks.
the option.
They could
It's
renew.
not
They
worth
could
the
renew the
money.
licenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh man, but yeah, that was a real treat of a game. And can I just say, shout out to the sub 10-hour game. That's just a
I
complete,
was just
just a
thinking that.
complete package.
And good from start to finish.
Good from start to finish. Poignant experience. Good story. The gameplay was kind of mid, but you know that's fine. Like I can totally look past that.
But back to our earlier points, is it? I mean,
Right.
if it was remade and like fully realized today, and not a remake actually coming out, is it worth $60, $70?
For me, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough to
If I-
say, like, for us... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, it just it's worth like what you want to pay for it at that time, right? Because games go on sale, right?
Yeah.
So do you need to for something like that? I might buy it just because I know that I love the game already, right? But in general, with single player games, like there are a ton of single player games that I can't wait to play, but I've just been waiting for the price to drop because I have other stuff,
Right.
right? So I don't know. What about you guys?
I don't know, an experience that delivers a a game that delivers a full experience in a limited time span is almost at a premium for me. Like I'm more willing to pay a little more for it.
I do think your opinions also do just change as you grow. Like,
For
right,
sure,
we have more
yeah.
responsibilities in life and navigating friendships and
absolutely
spouses and children and outdoor time and yada yada. Like,
Right.
it is nice to know an end is in sight with
Yeah.
a game. A kid, you don't have to give a shit. Like,
I like a grindy game. I like a delineation. Like if I'm playing a story game, I like a tight story, that's over relatively fast. And if I'm playing a grindy game, you can make it never finish, and as long as I enjoy the grind, but they're separate things for me.
Gotcha.
That is fair. Yeah. What about you guys? What have you been playing?
Yeah. What you got, Ryan? You want me to go?
Yeah, I can jump in. I've played a little bit more of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see. I've got past... Oh, geez. What's the name of it? You're in the city that never sleeps, and Cloud and Aerith are trying to go meet up with Tifa because Tifa's like in trouble with the guy.
Slums, Don Corneo stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I got through all of that. So really like another chapter.
But you just like snuck into what's his name? Don Corneo's like compound or whatever.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly where I am. Have you gotten any further than that?
No, like I just finished up that part. Like,
did you love all that super dynamic gameplay with the robot arms and moving Aerith from one platform to another?
That game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. Honestly, that
awful.
I've been putting off getting back into it because I was like in that little subway tunnel, and every time I booted it up, I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it was terrible. Dumbest thing for them to put in that damn game.
So yeah, I'm happy to be back into it and enjoying it again. So I'm hoping to play some more this week, But
all this shit you finished within like the first hour of the original Final Fantasy VII. That's how stretched out they've done
so
these remakes.
Crazy.
Wait, all of this is in an hour?
Pretty much the entirety of the Final Fantasy remake happened within like the first like 2 hours of Final Fantasy VII original.
Wow.
That's how much they're stretching out and filling in spaces. And it does flesh out story stuff better and give side missions and some stuff, right?
Well, they can't do that forever, right? Because the original game is long, and they're only doing the 3 games. Oh, it's not that long?
It's not that long.
I thought it was like 120 hours or something.
No. God, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what percentage would you
It's
say
like
we are?
It's not even like 40 hours, probably.
Gotcha.
It might be roughly. It was just across 3 discs because of like compact disc space was
that's what I'm picturing.
pretty
With
limited.
the 3
right?
discs.
Because Final Fantasy 8 and 9 were on 4 discs actually.
That's crazy.
So, in fact, Resident Evil 2 is spread across 2 discs. One disc is dedicated to playing as Claire, and the other disc is dedicated to playing as Leon.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah. Now with Rebirth, right? There should be over 50%. With completing it, like the next game, the third one will be the finale of the remake stuff they're doing with these.
Yeah.
How far would I say you guys are through the remake at this point? Probably about halfway, a little over halfway.
That gives me some encouragement.
Yeah,
So-
it seems about right. I was looking up the number of chapters, and I think it was something like that, like double.
You do that too. You're like,
Yeah.
how
Then,
many
like, the last-
chapters
the
are
last,
there?
like,
I'm like that
two-
with everything.
far-
like any
like
kind of,
before you even start, or just like somewhere in the middle, you're like, how much of this is left?
Yeah, exactly. I do it with like books too. I'll look at how many pages there are or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to know where I'm at in the story. It's nice, but
I have a buddy who can like just stop reading when he wants to stop reading. He doesn't have to like get to the end of the chapter he's in to put the book down for the night.
I don't get to the end of the chapter. No,
I do. I have to finish. Like I have to. Hit
I will get to the end of the
chapters
page, probably.
to end. No, it's chapters. It's fucking degenerate activity when you're reading, in my opinion.
Well, see, I
It
get.
depends on the book, man.
Yeah, it depends on the book.
Some book will have
fair.
like a new chapter every 5-10 pages. That's easy. Some of them 50-page chapters. What are you supposed to do?
And I sat down because I've planned out, and that's how much I'm reading for the night.
I don't like being locked in like that. You can't cage me.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I've been playing, I kind of got back into, is Project Zomboid, which we've talked about on this podcast before. That you guys don't know anything about that and probably don't give a shit about it. But
Like zombies.
what a freaking game, man! Oh, so we started a new server. They have 2 mainline channels of the build. This is build 42 we've went to, which is the experimental one. They've added a lot. The crafting system's more in depth. You can actually sit on the furniture now when you're watching TV and reading books and stuff. Are you kidding me? We are so in. It really is a big difference, and the game rules, dude. I was talking to
have time. I have a wife and child.
Yeah, the guy who finishes 300 games a year doesn't have time to play some
One
Project
game.
Zomboid with me.
Right. You probably can fit in like 90% of what I complete in the time you'll commit to Project Zomboid.
Yeah, but you won't have all these. what do you call it? Emergent narratives coming up from role playing with your buddies. You'll never understand. Yeah, so that was really fun. We started a new server. We're kind of RPing it a little bit, but yeah, I probably won't have time in the next little bit to play. But it's very fun, very good. So, anyways, that's about it. Do what?
I'll live vicariously through you.
I'm gonna buy it for you guys on Steam and make you play it with me.
I've had 3 friends try that with games over the years, and guess how much I've played of all of them? None.
Come on.
I think I played like an hour of one of them. One of them bought me. So
ridiculous. All right, well, moving on. What you got, Matt? What games are so much better?
Hold on. Does this mean that you've given up on Dispatch?
No, yeah. I was unimpressed with Dispatch immediately when I was trying it last week. Yeah.
What about you?
I haven't played it. I didn't know if we covered that on the pod yet or not, and I wanted Ryan to go on record talking about that.
I thought I said it last week. I don't know.
You did. Yeah.
I
didn't mention that you were done with it.
I don't think I'm going to play it unless somebody gives me a very good argument. I didn't like the vibes of the main character, and like there's too many. I have too big a backlog to play a game where I'm not enjoying the story beats and the character vibes. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm very okay. Yeah, we did talk about it a little bit because I remember saying like I don't mind I was excited for like a TV show type game where I'm just making the decisions and I'm not really playing. Like that's fine. But I have to, like the story. So.
Apparently, that's a big thing with that mixtape game. Apparently, the main character is like an insufferable person, but that is how they're supposed to be.
I heard that too. Yeah,
I've got it wishlist. I think I'm going to try to grab it on a deep sell because I think Ariel and I sitting down and playing it would
supposed to be
fine.
Short too, right?
Yeah,
so yeah,
less than 4 hours.
So. Yeah, so that's pretty high.
But it won't be anytime soon.
Yeah, I was hearing the same thing, that it's like the main character's like an indie, like it's like insufferable type of person who would make mixtapes, and it's like you have to listen to this. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah, like shits on other people's music tapes.
Right. Yeah. Like your music tape's garbage. You need to try mine. But yeah, it seems cool.
Granted, now if you like that new Luke Bryan song, you fucking sucked. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
What you been playing, Matt? What you got?
So I didn't finish anything this week. Sorry to disappoint, guys. I'm letting you down. So I got back. I popped Crimson Desert back in. Every time I finished a game, I've gotten back into it, and I'm starting to get the controls so locked in that it's actually not like fucking me up. It's not, and I'm just like literally. I think I've gotten through chapter like 5 or 6 from a story perspective, and then I'm just like, we'll set a marker and look. I haven't been to this area yet, and I just take off. Tromping through the woods and the various areas, and if I see something, I try to fight it. If it starts to kick my teeth in, I walk away from it. I found some. I don't know what it is. I don't know why or how this game has kind of gotten some hooks into me with what it is. And
so
I
you're
think
starting
it is
to feel
like
it
the
now.
world's
like
just kind of like, so why? I'm just so baffled of the amount of shit that is squeezed into this game.
Yeah,
and how well it actually is running on like a console. You would think it would run well on a PC, but not on a console, and it runs pretty well. Actually, really well. I've not had it crash a single time.
But does it not overwhelm you? Like, are you the type of person to get analysis paralysis from all the systems and things you could be doing and like loot you might be missing, or are you just kind of like, I'll just go wherever the wind takes me, man?
Yeah, I can kind of like with this, I'm just because I know it's so big that unless I'm going to start a notebook and track everything meticulously, then I might as well just go where the wind takes me. And if I want to look something up, then I'll look it up. And if it takes me back to an area and I missed a great sword, then I'll go get that sword then when I'm watching a video of somebody telling me where it is or something, if I give a shit that much,
Yeah.
That makes it. But I also am ignoring some things. So, like, I don't give a shit about, like, there's a camp and you can, like, build out the camp and give them food and provisions and make them all stronger. I'm like, whatever, here's the bare minimum to, like, level you up or keep it going and go away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to like max out my camp or anything because I don't think you can like have a kingdom out of it. You can just send them out to do dilly dally and do tasks for you and bring back resources that you can then pull from if you care.
But can't you like raise animals and stuff and fish?
I found like 4 cats. I have like 4 pet cats back at the camp.
Nice.
But
game of the year.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I think some of the story's kind of like confusing and weird and doesn't make much sense, and a lot of it's more just like doing errands from people from that perspective. But like just running around and like climbing up a mountain and then soaring over like some water and then ending up in a desert or whatever is just, I don't know. It's just like very much like I turn my brain off and just kind of like go and discover, and if something cool shows up, it's cool. Like I just discovered like a crazy cool thing, so much so that I killed myself in the game. Clearly not in real life. so that my buddy I could share play it and he could see what the hell I had just discovered. Because I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
So it does have stuff like that in it.
That's pretty cool.
So, but yeah, and then I started that vampire game from a couple of years ago on a whim. I had always wanted to play it and never got around to it. Got it free on PlayStation Plus. It's like where you're like a doctor and he wakes up and he's like a vampire and stuff. So
where are you at in that
We'll see
game?
if we stop like an hour in roughly. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you played it?
I have. I kind of bounced off of it, but like I feel like if you got really into it, it might be all I needed to jump back in. So.
Okay,
So
interesting.
it looks like you got like some little bit of like deduction, like not necessarily investigating to do, but you can like have conversations, ask questions to find out more information about whatever the current tasking is. I know there's obviously a level up system, and there's also like the don't feed on people kind of aspect of it, but yet you are a vampire and
you have
need
a
to feed
choice,
to level
right?
up. And
I was about to say, is it a
system.
decision then? Like,
Yeah.
So
There's, like,
wait,
stuff like that.
isn't there a new game in that IP coming out soon, or is that something else? A different
You're
vampire
thinking of
game?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 or whatever, right? That's a completely different series.
Okay, gotcha.
That just came out like within the last year or about a year ago.
Well, I don't think the one I'm thinking of has come out yet. It's kind of like almost
Are you
like
thinking of Blood of the Dawnwalker then?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing altogether too.
Too many vampires now.
It's actually weird.
Cool
We
it with
don't
the
have very
vampires.
many vampire games that are good.
Yeah.
And how do
I
we not
agree.
have any games where being like good werewolf games? Like literally the best playing as a werewolf that exists is Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun in Skyrim.
That is an interesting point. I don't know. Being werewolf seems more, it's not random, but like out of your control, right? It's like once a month you turn into a werewolf, or I don't know.
depends.
I guess it depends on the
Full
IP.
moon is like the
Yeah.
main thing, but I think you could just do it at night. I mean,
Right.
Twilight, couldn't they just be like horny and turn into a fucking werewolf? I don't
That's
know.
true. You could. Nobody's stopping you. You can
Horny
get
for-
horny and be a
horny for
werewolf.
babies or something. Isn't that like one of the dudes wants to like imprint on some person's baby by the end of that shit? I
Yeah.
literally have no clue. I
Yeah,
watched
what you're thinking of is Jacob wants to imprint on Bella's child. I
I was going to say, I've watched the baseball scene, and it's because I like Supermassive Black Hole by Muse. And like, I remember that. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I did get the PSP battery swapped out and
Nice.
booted it up, and like because it had been dead for so long, and I guess when I bought it, it had been reformatted or whatever. It was like turning it on for the first time, so I got to go through all of that. And I was like, man, this is an impressive. Like this thing was ahead of its time for sure. In
That's
a lot
fun.
of
The
ways.
UI was fun on the PSP with like
Yeah.
the, I don't know. I like the way the tab, I guess that's all the PlayStations, but that was one of my first introductions.
So
to
I did get all the games out for it, got it all charged up, right? Found out that when I guess I bought it, somebody had left Over the Hedge, the game in it, but like whatever the squirrel's name is. So I just have that game now without the case or anything. So it's
Nice.
kind of funny. Maybe that's the one I'll play. Then it made me get out my Vita and get my Vita charged up. So I'm like, you know, who knows what the future holds for Matt and what he's going to play. As a guy who's never really done much handheld.
He's a handheld guy now.
Oh. Well, now we've all talked about what we been playing and working through. So we're going to let Gavin take us into a land of fun and opportunity.
All right. Welcome to the special segment of the week. I'm your special segment host, aka your SSH. Today we're going to play a little game called Who Died? So it's going to be, I'm going to play you a short clip of a death sound from a video game, and you're going to have to tell me, who it is, who's the person who's meeting their untimely end. So it'll just
exciting.
be a kind of guessing game. First person to give me the right answer gets the point. And I guess if you get really stuck, I can start giving you hints, but something's telling me that you guys are going to be able to get these. So,
Okay.
all right.
So just jump in, just shout it out. Like
Just shout it out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Here's our first entry.
Crash Bandicoot, baby.
I was a little worried that Matt might steal this one.
I don't have that one.
That wasn't
Ryan's too good at games. He doesn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
He's built different.
Beat every single one and never
If you play
die.
any of the
Crash.
FromSoft games of the character dying, Ryan's not going to have any clue.
Don't, yeah.
Listen, I resisted the temptation to put in the Dark Souls.
But what do we say? Do we say the character? Do we have to say Ashen One? Or do we say, like, I think I have a character named like Bartholomew? Bartholomew.
Yeah, the canonical name. So Ashen One, Unkindled One, or was it
untouched.
What are you in DS2? I guess you're Bearer of the Curse, but
Yeah.
I didn't put any of those games in there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. So
Okay,
it was
well,
really
good.
hard, but I'm trying not to be the
I was
person who
getting
just
concerned.
talks about
Yeah.
that franchise all the time.
I don't know.
It
Let's talk
is-
about Resident Evil again.
It's hard for me.
Let's drop all this and talk about Resident Evil.
All right, so the first point goes to Matt. Ryan, you said you never would have gotten that.
Never would have got that.
Never
No,
would've
I
had
don't
it.
think so.
Okay.
I was thinking like I was on like Legend of Zelda or something.
That's okay. I haven't won one of the games yet, so piss off.
I hope there's enough here for me to come back.
I actually
I want
did
to
think
keep that
I
streak
thought a
alive.
sword actually too at the one point with the like metally
It
noise.
sounded like it almost sounded like him
Like
doing
coming
like a
down.
spin or something. Yeah, I was thinking Majora's Mask with the little Deku guy or whatever. I don't know, but
Anyways,
But Matt, can you tell me which Crash Bandicoot game it was?
3 warped.
Are you confident in that answer?
No.
Well, I don't know the answer because I just clipped it from one of them. I didn't know which game it was. So sure, it's 3 warped. All right, our next entry. I think Ryan will have a good shot at this.
Mario.
No. Oh man, Luigi.
From Mario 64 specifically.
That's correct.
Dang
yes.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
I just had to throw one out there in case. I was like, I don't know.
Falling off the maps into the infinite void. Probably that map with the damn penguin.
That was the gimme. No, it's actually the map where there's like those like there's like platforming on like the brick area, and there are those flowers that come out and like try to eat you,
Yeah.
and then ultimately you get to the top, and there's like the big mean like
That's a good
stone
map.
guy,
the big
yeah.
flat stone guy with
Yeah.
the bandages on the back.
Exactly.
Oh,
That
yeah.
it's from that very map.
Thwomp. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, piranha plant's the plant too.
Piranha Plant. That's what it was. Yeah. Listen, that was the
And
gimme.
the flowers were daisies. I'm just kidding.
That was the gimme. The next one will be a little harder. Right now it is 2-0. So Ryan still has time to make up, but
Yeah, running out.
But running out.
I
Yeah.
just die a lot, man. What the
Is that
fuck?
metal? Is that snake?
Nope.
No. Okay.
So some gunshots, and then somebody.
Is that from? Do we get multiple guesses or am I?
Yeah,
out?
just keep guessing,
Something
man.
like
Is that from a
Killzone?
James Bond
Just keep
movie?
throwing
or
shit at the
game?
wall and see what sticks.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
It
That's
is
what I was
not
thinking.
Goldeneye.
Okay.
Hit us with it again.
Would you like to hear it again? All right.
Yeah. I do.
That's Halo,
recognize
isn't it?
It's not Halo.
From a Halo? No.
Is it from a Resident Evil? It's not, right?
It is not Resident Evil.
Okay.
I don't know if I can't make out anything that dude's saying. He's probably not saying anything then.
Mm.
Alien garble.
Um.
I think I'm out on this one. I got nothing. Nothing's coming.
If you
up.
guys are both really stumped, I'll give you a hint. But
Let me think for like 3
I'd prefer you think about it. Our audience is out there like, you dummies.
I know.
You're gonna know
always,
this.
Always with these games. When I listen to a podcast and they play them, I'm like,
I know. The pressure's way higher when you have a mic in front of your face.
yeah, right.
All right.
But I don't think the
I
silence
don't
of us
have it.
thinking is
No,
entertaining
I
either.
don't have it. I need a
Alright,
clue.
So okay, a clue is so it is a franchise. There are 2 games in it.
Half-Life?
It is Half-Life.
Oh,
Half-Life
Oh,
Half-Life 2
wow.
specifically, yes.
Very nice.
I'll let you all hear it again with that knowledge.
I haven't played
Do you
it.
remember the beeping when you die? I mean, it's been a long
I
time
feel
for
like
me
I played
too.
a lot of games where you just like the beeping happens because I
Yeah.
thought of Far Cry at first. I think in one of those that happens too. I was trying to really understand what the hell was being said.
I actually don't know what's being said in that particular
Far Cry
clip,
would have been a
but-
good guess. That would make sense.
Yeah, that would have been a good guess. Okay, so it looks like Matt is stealing the show.
Oh,
3-0.
no.
I know Ryan can take this next one though. All right, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Right, Halo?
I'm done.
It is Halo.
I'm cooked.
Ryan is so
It's
cooked,
over.
man.
I'm not good at this game.
It sounded like there was an elite in there going.
There was. I was worried that this might get too hard. Like if I just clipped the like actual just the Master Chief part, I was like, it'll be too hard. It sounds like I made this too easy by including the
debatable.
elite.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Too
Ryan.
easy for somebody. I'll let you guys hear it again with that context. You can hear the plasma
I hear him
pistol,
go,
the
I
assault
hear it all
rifle.
for sure.
Yeah,
No,
now
I
that you
can
know,
see it,
right?
But,
All right.
I fear this is not my game.
It is 4-0, and we have but one round left, so
this is
the,
like
the
the-
winner is decided. But
This is like the quintuple round, though.
this
right?
is the super mega bonus round for all the marbles.
Worth all the points. It didn't matter.
This is the best one by far. So, all right, are we ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Do you know
is
it,
that
Matt?
Resident Evil 4 specifically?
Yeah,
Dang! Oh my gosh!
I think it's 4.
I was waiting for it. I knew we were either going to get that or the noise from the old games of the zombies eating you, and it's just like. I was like, "There's no way he's not putting."
This
That's
game
definitely,
sucks.
definitely, I think of Resident Evil 4. The like Leon just dying.
Yeah, let's hear it one more time.
Did they put that in the remake, or is that just the original?
That's definitely the original.
Oh well, that's not fair. I
Put
need
some
that in
Paul,
4K.
was it Paul Mercier or whatever?
We've got a clean sweep then. Matt wins 5-0.
I know my
so-
sounds.
That was
boy.
tough. I'm not a sound guy. I've learned through this podcast. I'm a visual learner, apparently.
Well, that was Who Died. So tell us what you think. If you guys like that segment, if you want to hear it again, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And that
I
does
liked
it.
If you want
Yeah,
to come be a
Matt liked it.
participant, you can
Yeah.
you can tag in for
You
me.
can call in. Matt has the banana phone. We are actually
we have not.
we
got
have
to
the
utilize it
infrastructure.
yet.
Yeah,
No, we've not.
we are ready.
the
Call
the
in.
banana phone and the red phone. Which will you see first on
Ooh.
the socials?
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Ryan for our backlog game of the week. What you got, Ryan?
I think before we do that, we're gonna jump in because we actually have reader mail this.
Oh,
this
yeah,
week.
we do have
We're
some
gonna-
listener mail.
We're
Good
gonna
point.
dig into the mailbag and let's see. I have it pulled up here, or I'm pulling it up. Sorry. So we had a question from Emma, and the question.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
How you
Thank
doing,
you for
Emma?
writing in.
Yeah.
We have a question. It is, what are your recommendations for cozy games? I'm a big fan of Tiny Bookshop, but I'm not quite ready for the commitment of Stardew Valley.
I'm like the worst person to ask for this. Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. But the two that come to mind is unpacking, which is right. Like you've just like moved and you just like literally are
Yeah.
unpacking and organizing the shelves.
That seems
It's
relaxing.
also really cheap. And then I think Power Wash Simulator, regardless if you played like the little campaign or just want to just like wash the stuff, is like very kind of therapeutic, and there's something about it. I don't know. I do find like the open world stuff like to some degree just the exploration pieces of like the Crimson Desert, just like wandering around and discovering something new.
You made
You
it
can
sound
actually-
relaxing when you were
You
describing
can actually avoid
it.
combat quite easy in this game.
I don't think your idea of relaxing is the same for most people, dude. You were saying don't starve earlier. It's like,
No,
I don't think so.
No, not for me. I can see people. So my wife loves Don't Starve and like relaxes, like kind of playing. Like when she plays games, she really doesn't want to be too stressed out. That's why we can't play Don't Starve together. We've tried because she
you
wants to
suck.
build the house and do this, and I'm like, oh, I must go fight. You can't really do that in that
I can
game
see it
early
with
on.
Don't Starve. I think those crafting games fall into the cozy. I think there's something about like managing your homestead kind of situation that kind of, even if it's a stressful homestead where you're trying to survive, it's like all that minutia kind of can relax you. I feel like take your mind off of whatever you're dealing with day to day.
Yeah, the other one I would suggest from my perspective is I haven't played it, but my wife plays the Dreamlight Valley like
Right.
it's crack, so she's obsessed with that. So if you remotely like Disney and kind of managing arbitrary tasks of running essentially a town filled with goofy characters, there
Right.
you go. The Animal Crossing's not for me, but I know a lot of people do that, even though you can end up in debt to Tom Nook, and that's just stressful like real life if you're not careful with your finances. And then Pokopia, whatever that,
Yeah.
however that new Pokemon game, we talked about it a little bit, as probably being something pretty cozy for people.
Well, I'll
as
also
well.
say, like, I mean, Stardew Valley, it might look intimidating, but you can really do whatever you want. I don't think there's really much pressure in that
Yeah.
game unless you create it for yourself, kind of. Nothing's gonna chase after you. Nothing's gonna kill you, right? The only thing is, like, maybe you wouldn't have donated something to the community center bundle that you could only produce during that season. And if you're like a completionist and somebody who cares about knocking these things out as fast as possible, then it can get stressful. I am one of those people. That's why I bring it up. But it can be pretty darn cozy because you don't have to worry about any of that. You can literally just mess around on your farm and, or go fishing or do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's no real fail state. I mean, like, as long as you're having fun, it's chill.
Yeah,
Like,
just messing around out on the farm, brother. Bringing the cattle in.
yeah, I mean, I would definitely jump into Stardew Valley if you haven't yet. Because I think it's the pinnacle of it. But there's some kind of on Matt's note with the power wash and that up that alley. I have a friend who's really into House Flipper and House Flipper 2.
I heard those games are really good for what they are. I've actually thought about getting those for my wife because that's all she watches when she's just doing TV on her own is remake this, flip this. I'm so terrified of like what if I didn't like be like no.
Yeah.
What type of home we would buy to then do projects.
Yeah, I find these games incredibly unrelaxing. I don't like designing homes, and like the thought of like having to color coordinate and stuff gives me actual anxiety. But
I'm colorblind. I can't do it.
A lot of people like that, so it's worth it checking out. There's also
this man can barely dress himself, let alone design a house, right?
Shots fired.
Dude, I literally have. I mean, you guys see, I have some colorful shirts, and sometimes some of the combos I will ask her in the morning, like this matches, right? Just to like check myself before I come walking in looking like a damn clown.
Being a guy is great. We just jeans and a shirt every day. It's just it's too simple.
It's too simple. It's the best. But
yeah.
There's a couple spin-off type games like kind of like Stardew Valley if you want to check out before jumping in the deep end. I have a friend who's into Sunhaven, and then I've heard Fields of Mystria is really good as well. That's I don't know, they're all literally just Stardew clones, but they kind of have their own unique flavor to them. And then me personally, I really like survival crafting games like Valheim or Enshrouded or anything where you're building a home base that has functional utility, and you can also play with your buddies, or you're kind of building towards something, but anything where you're building like a homestead where you're going to spend some time and you can see the fruits of your labor coming together, I find very cozy. But it's probably not everybody because you also have to fight big bosses and stuff. But,
Super Meat Boy. No.
Well, and while we're on crafters, why not Subnautica? It's actually a very cozy game where you play as a marine biologist, just casually exploring some shallow waters, categorizing fish, maybe doing some exploration into slightly deeper waters, but there's nothing to worry about. It's extremely cozy, start to finish. Highly recommend.
There is a game I forgot I played last year, and I got kind of so into it that I platinumed the PS4 and the PS5 version. It was also like 3 hours to do this. It's called Little Kitty Big City, and you just play as a little cat that falls out of his owner's window on the top part of a skyscraper, and their game is trying to get back up to your window. And there's like little missions to do around the town. You can steal stuff from people and all kinds of stuff like that. It's like literally like a cartoonish little cat sim. I just
fun.
Bought it when it launched, so I guess that's probably the coziest game. And like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I'm so fucked that like if I'm truthfully like super sad, I really will probably turn on Resident Evil 2 or 2 remake.
Yeah,
like I'm sad. I need Leon.
Yeah, well, you probably that police station literally is a safe space for you.
Like
you
literally,
know every nook and
the
cranny,
lobby
right?
of the RPD is like. I need to build like a room that is a replica of that. So like, if anything goes wrong, I can go into that room and like have the music play.
Your safe space,
just calm, like zenned out.
It is always safe in there, though, right? Does Mr. X come through there?
He comes in there in the remake.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's stomping at you almost everywhere.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not at first, but eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to give an actual recommendation because I've just been like, hey, play Stardew Valley, and then also play Subnautica, which you should. But also a cozy game that maybe isn't something that you're going to play forever. It's just more of a quick, tight adventure. Is Gone Home. Try that one. It's a good co-op game. Like it's one player, but it's a lot of fun to like put the story together. With a friend, and you can knock it out in a weekend. So
nice.
Try it out.
There's that. There's Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's another similar where you just kind of are piecing the story together. And then the most acclaimed one is the What Remains of Edith Finch, So that one I have played,
that
and that one's a really interesting game. Like the story's kind of cool, but it's like first person. But you play through like vignettes of different people in history.
Oh,
But the sad part, I guess, is like finding out like you play through like kind of the last segment of their lives. So there is like kind of that sad part of all of it because
It's not very cozy.
Again, sorry, I'm not the guy for this. I didn't claim to be the coziest man in all the land.
You only find death cozy.
The sweet embrace of Death's cold chill.
All right. Well, with that, are we ready to jump into our backlog game of the week?
Get backlogging, Ryan.
I think so. Okay, cool. All right. Well, this one is kind of interesting. I feel like it's had a lot of discussion in the media. People are kind of hot or cold on this game, but I've always wanted to circle back to The Last of Us Part 2. Obviously, I love The Last of Us Part 1, as most people do who've played it. I don't know a ton about the second one. I mean, I have the major spoiler from towards the beginning of the game. I know that.
You haven't played any of it?
I've never booted it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard it's very brutal with like the combat and how it's depicted, and
I've heard literally people like will call it like torture porn is like one of the arguments.
Really?
For not
That's a strong characterization. I don't agree with that.
I don't think it's that extreme personally.
Yeah.
It's just one scene, right? I guess
another one.
I guess
that's
there is
rough.
another one.
But yeah, the thing that's hard for me to even remotely comprehend is how someone could play the first Last of Us and not immediately buy the second Last of Us and play it right away.
yeah,
ASAP. That's a hard thing for me to conceptualize.
When did you play part 1?
I played it back when it came out.
Okay.
Well, and then I played the remaster on the PS4 as well because I needed those 60 FPS, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it does. And then they've remade it yet again. So.
I never played the remake.
Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, I didn't play the Part 1 remake, but I have played it twice.
Did you like? Obviously, the narrative is one of the best in gaming.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
But did you enjoy the gameplay?
Yeah, I really like the gameplay. I like the stealthing around, kind of like taking the clickers out, and I like the human element whenever you were fighting humans. I thought that was really cool. I like the online. I played it a lot too. The I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a 4v4 or whatever.
So that doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think so. They were gonna make almost a separate game at one point, weren't they?
Yeah,
and
it
then
was like they just announced that they were canceling the spin-off, the Last of Us Factions. Like within the last 3 months, they just canceled it. I think.
I honestly can't give you a reason for why I didn't play it when it came out. I don't know if I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. Actually, it may have been it because I sold my PS4 for an Xbox One mid-generation so I could play with my friends on Destiny and other games. All my friends
not cross-play it at that point.
maybe it wasn't Destiny. There was like several games that were.
I'm not trying to catch you slipping. I
could have been slipping, but I mean, there was definitely games I was trying to play and I couldn't because I didn't have an Xbox One. Is why I swapped, but I don't. Maybe that was the Master Chief Collection or something else. But
so if you like the combat and the gameplay, then it's only like amped up.
It's even better
by like fourfolds because I wouldn't even say double because it was so long of a gap between. Right. There are definitely some narrative choices that I think that I'm fine with them. They make sense. I could see why people don't like them. Whatever, right? I mean, that's
okay.
I think that's the risk of making a game and writing a narrative story, right? Especially a sequel to something that's like so acclaimed.
Yeah,
and especially thinking about how The Last of Us 1 ends,
right?
So that there's that, but I mean, most of the new characters are good. I would argue that like kind of the end all of the theme or like the point we're supposed to get was kind of already the point that I felt like was kind of highlighted by the first game.
Okay, yeah. So
treading
the same ground,
like, but not in the same way by any means. But I think the point is mostly kind of the same in some ways.
How long is it? Is it like a quick play, or is it kind of like
15 hours,
15,
maybe
20?
if you're taking your time?
It's not bad. Yeah,
depends on I guess how meticulous you are on choosing playing on normal or harder and being more stealthy, or if you're playing on like an easier difficulty and being very like aggressive and just like killing the shit out of the people, like killing them.
Right.
And you
Like,
can
good one.
customize the difficulty too, which is really cool. Like you
Oh,
you
like
can
accessible.
customize like how much damage the enemies do, how good a job they do at like catching me when I'm doing stealth. Like I struggled a lot with the stealth, so I cranked everything up to the grounded difficulty except stealth. And I put that on just like hard or whatever. That way, like it was like one shot, one kill. Like they shoot me, I'm dead. I shoot them, I'm dead. But the stealth wasn't too hard. And for me, that was cool. Like I enjoyed that I had that option. So if you turn things down, you could probably finish it really fast. But it is actually fun on higher difficulties because
Really? Yeah.
you have so many tools at your disposal, and with all the stealth options and everything. Like
Do you have to
I
beat
can't-
it once to unlock the grounded difficulty? Okay,
No,
nice.
this one, no.
Sorry,
I
what were-
can't think of any reason to tell someone to avoid this game if they loved the first one or even just liked the first one.
Okay.
Like at all. Literally the only thing is to just be like if you are a squeamish person, it's how many years like later that it came out, right? So like graphic fidelity wise, like it is pretty graphic from like what you're seeing of a like human enemy being killed. It's a lot different than like a Bloodborne where it's this nightmare creature and blood and goo, right?
Yeah.
It's like very and like you kill an enemy and they'll like gurgle on their blood and stuff. So like if that type of shit bothers you, that's something to like keep in mind.
what does it say about me that I like never even thought about the fact that could bother somebody?
I know I'm the same
it's
way.
like,
I'm the
I guess
exact-
that is fucked up, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Same. It's funny because like my wife, she's like not really, and she won't do like any of the Resident Evil because of like the grotesque monsters and like the abomination things that those are. But she's mostly okay with a lot of that type of stuff, like which is just kind of funny.
Interesting.
But you know, if
different
that
strokes.
stuff does bother you though, right? Like that is something
Yeah.
to keep in mind. There are actually probably some kind of modifiers to tone down.
Oh,
the
yeah,
amount
probably
of
true.
blood
That would
and
make
type of
sense.
stuff. I don't think
Yeah.
any of us are really bothered.
Nah,
by
that
it,
stuff
right?
doesn't bother me, but it is good to note. Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Yeah, well,
and there are some things in the story that, depending on the life you have lived, may like make you gasp emotionally, I guess. But like that's the risk of a narrative game
yeah.
to some degree. At the same time, right? I guess like I don't know. That's the same thing with like reading a book or enjoying any kind of media. If something comes out of left field that you relate to, then it should invoke an emotional / personal reaction. But there are some things that are just like heavier given the world and type of game it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot heavier than like your dad leaving to get milk and not coming back.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you guys watch the show and
Yep.
season 2 of the show?
Season 1.
I haven't watched season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all caught up. They did a good job with it. It's so you haven't seen season 2?
No.
Because you're waiting to potentially
have
play
I.
the game.
Sure. I mean,
sure,
really, I
yeah.
just kind of dropped it
Yeah.
before season 2 came out.
Gotcha,
and I never got
gotcha.
around to watching it.
I would
but-
say play the game before you watch the show if you can, because the pacing in the show is so much faster, you know, because it's not like you
Right.
have to go through those stealth sections in the show. Like, it just kind of happens and plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But, man, yeah, you should play it. I mean, they've even remade or remastered it. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
played the PS4 version, but there's now a next-gen version.
They've
current
remastered
gen-
part 2?
Yeah. they
Yeah.
have.
Wow.
The proper
Um,
PS5.
Dang, I'm really behind the curve. I didn't know it was remastered.
Because was it
already.
The
That's
Last of
crazy.
Us Part 2 even when it launched? Yeah, it was.
It was, yeah.
Because The Last of Us wasn't Part
Part
1.
one,
not at the
right,
time, right.
until
Yeah.
The PS5 version. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hesitate to call it a masterpiece, but for me it was incredible, and I feel like the choices that they made were just so different. And then like there was a safe way that they could have played the sequel, you know, and then they completely shook it up. And just without spoilers, I mean, you know, it sounds like you know the main spoiler, but also
Right.
just the moment to moment like characters and who you're playing as and all of that. It's really, really cool. I think you should experience it. I think you should give it a shot.
yeah, respect on them for going the bold path of like with the spoiler that you do know.
Yeah.
Like already that, even knowing, if I would have known that, well, I technically did because it was ruined because of internet people
Yeah.
with it leaking. But even that just made me go, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
where
Yeah.
does it go then? How does it go? You know? So yeah, I definitely think that it's a must play if you enjoyed the show, you enjoyed the first game. if you've replayed the first game even.
Yeah.
You know, like I've played through the first game twice, and I played through the second one at launch, and I don't know if I'll ever play through it again. Maybe one day at some point. So, and then because they're so cinematic, like my wife sat down and actually watched me play through the first one the second time I played through it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then so at launch, you know, we were still pre-kid life and stuff, and so we'd sit there and I played through and just even like the gasps and the I can't believe they're doing this, like the conversation of like almost like a TV show.
Yeah.
I need a minute to just, oh my God, like complain about. I had to keep that spoiler in for years because my wife, it was a similar experience. She watched me play Last of Us Part 1, or just Last of Us, and loved it because it is so cinematic. And then I played 2, and like without knowing the spoiler, and that happens like, you know, big spoiler very early on. And then I didn't want to tell her because the show was coming out. And so for like 2 or 3 years, I had to just be like, yeah, like you're really gonna like it. Like,
so she hasn't watched you. She didn't watch you play the game.
She didn't watch me. She didn't watch me play part 2, and I just had to like lead her to pasture. Like, yeah, season 2 is gonna be so good. You like season 1?
Is season 2 of the show pretty true to form of the game though? Because I haven't watched it either. Yeah,
painfully so.
Gotcha.
For that particular point.
I mean, I truthfully think the most painful part of any of the franchise though happens in the first game.
Really, like what
Henry.
part of the first game?
The Henry stuff, like that part destroys me. Like the thought of that, and just like that the blink of an eye moment that happens in, and everything with all of that.
I'm blanking on. So Henry
was the little brother. I think Henry's the older brother.
Oh,
Samuel,
yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
brother.
That
the two
sounds
black
right.
guys, right?
Yeah,
So-
right.
And that whole thing.
that was rough. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's far rougher than anything, in my opinion.
because like he didn't deserve it. You know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then just like the trauma of the thing happening, right, in the split moment decision that he makes
Yeah.
is finite, and then like in front of Ellie, who's 13 in the first game, 14, right, on top of everything she's fucking going through in this nightmare world. Like that's a heavy one for that's the heaviest part of any of it for me.
Interesting.
But the same thing is I've mentioned, like I think the thing in Gears of War 2 is heavier than the actual thing that happens in Gears of War 3. And that seems to be the other way around in the general consensus online. So, and I think a lot of people would say that like it's harder to go through the big spoiler we're avoiding talking about in The Last of Us 2 for the majority. Versus,
versus what,
remembering
the
what I'm
stuff,
hung up on in the first game. So, but there's just a lot of stuff like that throughout, like that could just like something's gonna probably fucking resonate with you in some way, right? And that continues in the second game.
Yeah, it'll be emotionally worth it. Probably like impactful no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, my vote is you need to get to
Play it.
Sweet.
sooner rather than later.
And it sounds like it's a pretty easy play. 15 to 20 hours, not bad. Yeah. Not emotionally, but time wise.
And especially if you're not somebody you don't get hung up on finding collectibles. And shit.
No, yeah, I'm gonna burn through it.
Especially when they don't give you any like benefit to like character progression.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, is it PlayStation only, or did it have a PC port?
Ooh, I think it
might have a PC port.
I would recommend playing it with a DualSense, though. I don't know if the PC version has like support for that, but
enjoy it, because that's one thing we didn't cover, that Sony is pulling back their single player games on PC. So they'll keep supporting stuff like Freedom Game against
honestly,
aliens,
I don't even care.
Helldivers.
It pissed me off
launched,
anyways
but-
because it takes 2.5 years for them to put it on PC. So it's like
Yeah.
I have a PS5. It's like I'm fine with it. Whatever.
It's kind of like, even though Starfield sold well on the PS5, it came so late to the PS5 and that like the word of mouth had already soured enough people on it to not give a shit, or you've just watched what you wanted to check out online.
You'd already have it in your mind what it is.
Stuff with that big of delays.
Yeah, I can't do a 2-year delay coming to PC. I'm a zeitgeist gamer, so like it's like, get out of here with that. I'm not waiting 2 years. But,
Yeah. So we'll be here to talk about The Last of Us 2 when you're ready.
Sounds good. Well, I got to finish Final Fantasy 7, and then maybe that'll be my next one. I love a quick story game, so that'd be good.
Don't ask Pawpaw Matt to try and explain Final Fantasy 7 to you if you guys beat it, because I don't fucking know. Play the second one and figure it out with me, I guess.
Okay, sounds
right.
If you
good.
get through this and then Rebirth, you guys can be ready for the third game with me.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
But
'cause it
Rebirth's
sounds
even
hype.
longer, right?
Yes,
But it's open world
and it's better.
and better.
It is better,
And it has Queen's blood.
and it does have Queen's Blood. And Red 13. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. I've only seen a couple of things from watching my buddy play. But
Well, I guess that about wraps it up for this week. So remember that you can write us at my.buddies.backlog@gmail.com and follow us at MyBuddiesBacklog on every social media platform you can think of, except for Truth Social, because we don't fucking care about that. And I guess with that, that's the show. Have a good one.
thanks.
Later, y'all. Good one.